Hi everyone, welcome back to JDCodebase. In this video, we will learn about functions in JavaScript. We will cover function declaration, function expression, and arrow function in a simple way with example. So why learn functions? Functions are one of the most important part of JavaScript. They allow us to reuse code and without writing it again and again. They also help us organize our program into smaller tasks, which makes the code much more readable and maintainable. If you are working with a DOM or API or events, you will be using function all the time. Now, what is a function? A function is basically a block of code that perform a task. It only runs when we call it. We can also pass parameter into a function and get value back as output. Now let's move to VS Code and write the function. Here the function greet console.log hello JDCodebase, and we are calling the function from here. If I run this, I get hello JDCodebase. If I write again greet and again, now I will get again this hello JDCodebase 2 times. Now next one is the function declaration. This one, yes. So the most common way to define a function is using a function declaration. So this is called the function declaration function keyword, function name, these brackets which take parameters and return the value here. Now console.log, we are calling the function add function and give the value 2 and 3. If I run this, we get 5 as a, because we are call this add 2 and 3. An important thing about function declaration is that they are hosted. That means you can call the function even before it defined in the code and it will be still working. Like if I call from here console.log add 10 and 5, I will get 15 as the output here. Now next is the function expression. Function expression, another way to create a function is storing by it inside a variable, because here if you see const multiply a variable name and we are declaring a function inside this variable. This is called function expression. So here we are the difference here is that function expression are not hosted, so you cannot call them before they are defined. Like here I write the console.log add 10 and 5 before the function return. Let me run this. This gives 20 for this 4 multiply 5 20. If I write here console.log multiply 10 and 5, does it work? No, this cannot access multiply before initialization due to the hosting, because function expression are not hosted. Next is the arrow function. Arrow function, with the ES6 we got a new and shorter way to writing functions called arrow functions. They are very useful for callbacks and array methods. Here the example is the const square of function n cross n. Now console.log square of 6, we get output as 36. If I run this, I get 36 here. Arrow function are compact, but remember they don't have their own this context. That makes them great in some cases but tricky in another. Means a shorter version of function we can just write when we have to write a simple single line function. So as we see, function declaration, function expression, arrow function. Now, so to quickly summarize this function declaration, a classic hosted way. Function expression store in a variable and not hosted. Arrow functions short and modern, but no on this. Alright, that's all about function in JavaScript. So we will cover function declaration, function expression, and arrow function with example. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to JDCodebase for more short and practical programming tutorials.